In an increasingly interconnected world, young people need to grow and learn not just about their place in our society, but about their place in the world. For over 40 years, a partnership between Washington Performing Arts and DC Public Schools, the Embassy Adoption Program, has helped prepare 5th and 6th grade DC Public School students for the world and provided them with a lot of fun along the way. Throughout the school year, partnerships with diplomats and global partners, lessons in schools, field trips around the city, and formal presentations at embassies inspire students to connect with places far away from home and with the DC Public Schools curriculum. Happily, there's one place where the world sits down together, the United Nations. And at the end of every school year, the Embassy Adoption Program, EAP, stages a mini-UN at an international venue here in Washington. Teachers from each EAP class elect 6 of their students to represent their adopted country or region at the mini-UN. Diplomats are invited to attend to support their EAP class. Using what they've learned from their partner diplomats, from their teachers, and from their own research both in and out of the classroom, students at the mini-UN debate real-world issues like climate change and natural disaster relief. It's a unique and enjoyable opportunity for students to develop communication and conflict resolution skills, to recognize new perspectives, to investigate global issues in depth, and to get together and interact with students from across the district. Throughout the mini-UN day, students exchange views, vote on prepared resolutions, and present the results of their day's work to the assembled student delegates. The very special day of the Embassy Adoption Program Mini-UN begins with a colorful opening ceremony and remarks from a distinguished keynote speaker, an ambassador, or another prominent guest from the international community. Committee rooms are pre-assigned so that the 6 delegates from each class don't remain together for the day. They enjoy the opportunity of working and socializing with students from other schools from across the district. Volunteer moderators facilitate the committee sessions and invite the student delegates to speak, expressing their country's position on the issue at hand. Students getting up in front of their peers and declaring their positions always leads to questions and sparks energetic debate. The moderators invite the delegates to address one another's countries with questions and with probing, challenging statements. But the debate isn't all formal. Students have ample opportunity to engage in informal discussions, moving about the room, advocating for their positions, interacting with their peers, and negotiating with them in a perfect replica of real diplomatic consultations. At the end of the day, the moderator in each room calls for a vote on 3 proposed resolutions. Student representatives will present the votes during the closing session, followed by a performance by a Washington Performing Arts teaching artist. The Embassy Adoption Program supports teachers and administrators for the exciting and enriching day of activities in its mini-UN. The EAP provides lesson plans that connect strongly to the DC Public Schools curriculum. These lesson plans deal with such topics as the UN itself and the ideas behind it, debate procedures and protocols, and much more. Most teachers begin the mini-UN lessons in the spring, but some start as early as December. On average, teachers spend 10 hours of instructional time to go through the provided unit, along with any supplemental materials they might have found on their own or with the help of their partner embassies. Teachers generally apply the mini-UN lesson plans to larger classroom groups, but only 6 students from each class will represent their adopted country at the mini-UN all-day event. Teachers work with them to craft and practice the statements they'll use at the mini-UN. Teachers select these 6 students in a variety of ways. Some conduct essay contests or formal debates. Others choose based on students' levels of participation and engagement during the classroom sessions. It's exciting, it's energizing, and it can even inspire students. The Mini-UN is a rich, engaging event, the culmination of the year-long Embassy Adoption Program. Teachers and students consistently report that the Mini-UN is not only the program's crowning moment, it's also one of the highlights of the school year. The Mini-UN challenges students in a controlled framework that gets them to be their best, to learn, and to have a great time doing it.